Thank you. Before I start, I would like to ask all of you a simple question. I'm going to play sound, and everyone who knows what to do, please raise your hand. Oh, one back. Surely. No, I think so. Sing it. So die guys know what to do.
Eerst ik altijd van tevoren. Ik denk dat hier het opgezond
Well, at least everyone is awake. I'm not going to play the sound after all. I'm not going to sing it either, as Christophe suggested. I'll just ask you the question. The sound is pretty easy. It's a slow whoop. If you know what to do when slow whoop sounds, please raise your hand. Just to get an idea. Okay. Well, most of you have raised your hand. That is good. Some of you did not. When the sound is there, when the slow whoop is there, please follow those who do know what to do. Okay. So, what I will be telling you today is basically the same as the presentation that we also give to new members in this building, so new employees, whether they come from Building 7 or whether they're totally new to ASML. We give them a short introduction so they know what to do in case of emergencies, what the BHV is, or in English the ERT, what we do, and a couple of special things about the building also. So, first of all, the BHV stands for bedrijfshulpverlening. In English it's Emergency Response Team. Every company in the Netherlands has to have a team like that to respond to emergencies in case something happens. Why is that? Fire department will arrive if a fire arises here. If someone has a heart attack, the ambulance will come, but they have time to, before they come here. And in those about 5 to 10 minutes, it depends a little bit, it would be very nice if someone can actually come to you and help you right away. And that's what we will do. So that's the legal obligation. We are the first responders there. We can only do that if you cooperate. How? If you see that someone is ill, or if you see smoke somewhere, you smell strange smells like gas or anything like that, you raise the alarm. As you will see on every slide, instead of ASML, I put up the phone number that you need to call in case of an emergency. That's for all emergencies, for health, for fire alarms, all of it. Just call them. There are also other ways to notify us, which I will come to later. Christophe already showed all of our photographs. I also put them up right here with the floor number. That's nice timing.
Bel jij of bel ik?
And it's a blank screen, so we're all okay. Okay. So, as was already mentioned, half a year ago there were not a lot of members in the BHV team in this building. As a matter of fact, of all the people on this slide, I was the only one who was here on the 3rd floor. On the 2nd floor we now also have one, and I put up a couple on the ground floor because the 1st floor is pretty crowded with team members by now, which is a good thing. So on the 1st floor there's also a couple of people here. We had Reiner Plug, Martin Kok, Piet Sebrechts and Erik van der Moen, who were already here. And all the way at the top, all alone, that's Gilbert Huffenreuter, or Huff as we call him, of Kofi. So he's our technical man. If anything happens, he will tell us what is going on, where in the rooms, how can we turn machines off or on, and how to operate all the panels. The other people on these slides all volunteered. I sent an email in December, and thank you very much for responding. I got a lot more responses than just the people here. When I asked the EHS department how many people can I have in the team, they said, okay, the building should have about 12. We sat together, we discussed it a little bit, and because of the complexity of the building, and that's not just because we have a rotunda in the C-section, we have some other dividing lines where you can walk around, but we also have a lot of fire doors in between. That means that to go from A to B in this building can be quite a challenge, especially in case of an emergency. You probably all remember going to a meeting room. Where is it? How should I walk? What's the best route? I'm in a hurry. We have the same issue, and that's why we have more. So in total we now have 18 people here. How can you remember us? Or recognize us, I should say. Well, the pager, as was just sounded, is something that we're all equipped with. Aside from that, we also have the jackets, which we wear in case of an emergency. So if you see us wearing that, please step aside, let us pass, because we're going somewhere with a good purpose. Those are not at the moment distributed to everyone personally. I have one, for example, in my office, but it's at the 3rd floor. So we also have the arm thing, the armband, which we can strap up in case we're somewhere else. We can put it in a pocket, take it along. You can also recognize us by that. And a little bit about the building. It's divided in a couple of sections. The first section at the bottom, Unit 1, that's basically DHL. There is small overlap with ASML there in the warehouse, which is also where the people on the ground floor are located, mainly in the warehouse and also in the clean room. So in that area we also have to cooperate with DHL in case anything happens, and they cooperate with us. Unit 2 and 3 are in the middle, this clean room, but also offices, and also right here we are now in Unit 2. And they're linked together, the units. Unit 4 is the C section, which contains everyone from us in section C, but also, of course, BHC on the bottom. What is important also to know about the other two companies who are there, basically, if something happens over there, of course, we need interaction. I also discussed, in case we do have icicles, for example, it will be cold outside, we have an emergency, there is an actual fire in here, people will be standing outside for quite a while. And if people are standing outside for half an hour while they came out of the clean room, we can probably do more good outside than inside. So I discussed with them, and we agreed that people can also go inside to take shelter at DHL or at BHC if needed. And the other way around, also they could stay here in the restaurant in case it is needed. The meeting point is a very important one. Most of you have probably seen the sign at the front of the reception. That is the only meeting point we have. Of course, there is also the normal back door. There are a couple of emergency exits located throughout the building, but there is only one meeting point. Gather there when there is an emergency. If you go outside and you have to go outside in the back, that's fine. Walk around and meet us there. Do not go through the building to get there. Take the fastest exit and then go there. Here again is the sign. I enlarged it a little bit. It's a pretty common sign. If you walk around in the city, you will probably see a lot of these. You recognize the meeting points by them. Yes, there are a lot of trucks driving past as well. If we are gathering all there, that might get dangerous if trucks keep driving there. We can probably do something about it. Put someone in a yellow jacket there and tell them, okay, you have to wait until the emergency is over. So we will also think about you if you're standing outside. Then, this slide is a little bit more common, I hope. It will, actually it is outdated. Last week they updated a lot of these images throughout the building. And it will show you where fire hoses are, where extinguishers are, but more importantly it will show you where your escape routes are. And that is very important in this building. Also, look at it and know where a second escape route is, because of the sliding firewalls. I will come to that later and show you some images of what you can encounter. So, make sure you see it, make sure you read it, make sure you know it. Most people will just say, yeah, I know where it is, but when you ask them where is it, they will probably not know. right now, if you're in the canteen, where is it? Well, it's right there on the wall. If you go outside, you can look at it. Please don't do it when you leave this meeting, because it will get crowded a little bit here. But take your time and do read those signs, especially around your normal working areas. Then, where are you? It's always marked in the dot. The two exits, they will be indicated. Sometimes they will point right to a sliding wall. We have seen that in some instances the fire alarm went off and the wall closed immediately. It's basically normal here. That's okay, and you can have that. You cannot open that wall, you cannot pass it, but you can go the other way. And the other way is always available. It's the same as a question I always get at the introduction meeting. People ask me the same question: is it true that in this building you can get stuck because of all the badge readers? Well, that will not be a question for much longer, I hope, just here. But also, it's never true in the case of an emergency, the doors will become unlocked. They are actively locked and that will be cancelled. So you can always leave. Then how can you inform us? We have the security room with a couple of guards in there who have control of the cameras. They always see what is going on everywhere. You can inform them, of course, by calling the number that I put up everywhere. You can use 4x2 number, you can use the complete number, you can use the grip number. But if you don't have a telephone and you do see a fire somewhere, there are also the red boxes. Just slam the glass, it will shatter. You probably won't get any glass in your finger, but the fire alarm will go off right away, also where you are located. So break it and then go outside. When you go outside, for example here there is a sliding door, it also has a green button. Push that green button and it will open the door. If the door does not open in case of an emergency, you can always slide it open by hand. For those of you who have stood outside the reception, you've probably seen us come in and out of the reception area. We always slide open the door by hand because it doesn't stay open. But that is something that you can do yourself as well. It's over here, but also at the back. Of course, there's also the normal fire detection, and in the upper left is something that you will see mostly on the campus and not in here. There are only two doors we have here with the green block, which will prevent you from opening the door, and that is near the pond. Actually, that's used to extinguish the fires, and there's huge pumps down there which will pump the water around. Only use these doors if you have no other alternative, because you will go outside there and you will be stuck there. You will be safe, but it will take some time before the fire department can get to you. Then there's a couple of things you need to do. Most importantly, of course, in case of an emergency, make sure the alarm is raised. Everyone will probably now think, yeah, duh, you have to do that. A couple of years ago we had an exercise, and what was happening there, the fire department put on a smoke machine, and they had to refill the cartridge before anyone thought, hey, there's smoke, I need to raise the alarm. People thought, hey, there's smoke. Oh, but it looks like it's a device placed there by the fire department to initiate a drill. Let's not do anything because we can continue to work. Right, exactly. You're now laughing. Don't laugh when you actually see something. Don't think it might be something. It's always something. Raise the alarm. We will come and inspect it. The fire department will come and inspect it. If you smell something strange, for example, they will come with measuring devices that will measure if there is gas or anything. And they will say it's safe, or we will say it's safe. But don't guess. Always raise the alarm in doubt, when you're in doubt. And we are certain, also raise the alarm. Make sure you can help your colleagues to go out. As I mentioned at the beginning, not all of you raise their hands, so not everyone knows what to do. Make sure you take them along, because it would be a shame to lose a couple of colleagues in here if you can help them. Then, there's a small typo here. We will not collect at the meeting point, we will gather at the meeting point, of course. The collection would also be nice. We already heard that we can go for a drink, so that won't be necessary anymore. Very important, as I already said, if you see us running around in a yellow jacket, or an orange jacket for that matter, you make room for us. If we tell you to go somewhere, do as we say. If we're going somewhere and we might need help, we can go to you and say, hey, I need your help, please come with me. Do so. If you do not, we will be lacking some manpower. If someone is down on the floor, we know that not enough people are available in the building at that time, for example. We will need other help and we will need your help to do something. So please do help us. Leave cars behind. That is also true here. I've noticed that people who go outside decide to go home because there was an emergency and they don't feel like working for half an hour after that, or they go sit inside their cars because it's slightly warmer. Don't do that. Just leave the car wherever it is and go to the meeting point. And there's also a couple of things you do not need to do, or better, so to say, you shouldn't do at all. First of all, open sliding firewalls. Why is that? The fire might be blazing on the other side. If you open it, it could come to you, and it will be a shame. You do not go back inside, not even to get your purse or whatever. If you forget your badge, that's fine. When you go back inside after we say it's safe, you can go inside and we can help you there. But never return inside the building once you've exited during an emergency. That would also be acting on your own. We do not want you to do that. So what I said earlier, we might ask you to come with us to help us. Then you're not acting on your own, you're acting under our supervision. That you should do, but never do it on your own. Of course, if you see, for example, a small fire starting in a garbage bin, and there is a fire hose next to it, you can try to extinguish it, sure. Please do not use the fire hose, but use the other one, the fire extinguisher itself, because it will run out, and you will say, hey, it's run out, I'm going out as well. The fire hose will keep ejecting water, and you will keep standing there, which is one of the big things that people die of in a fire, actually. One of the things when I first came here to ASML that I noticed was there was an alarm. And there were two kinds of people. There were the good kind who left the building, and there were the less good kind who got a coffee and then went outside. Why did they do that? They had to wait outside for about half an hour, and they wanted to have coffee with them. Well, usually it's a drill or it's a small alarm, and it won't be much of make much of a difference if you do so. But it might also be something big. So if you're on C3 or C2, for example, if there is a fire downstairs, you will not notice that. You will not know it. But the alarm will sound. If you go get a coffee first, the exits might already be blocked by a fire. So go outside right away. Then there's a double thing down there, discussions and user input, so to say. When you go outside, when there is an emergency, do keep your eyes open, do listen to what's going on, and notice all the weird things that are happening. But do not come to us during the emergency to tell us, hey, something is wrong and you should now do this or that, and go bug us. Come to us and tell us where there is an emergency, what's going on, and we will go there. But do not hinder us in our job. When it's over, we will tell you at the meeting point that it's over, you can all go back inside. That's the moment where you come to us. And if you forget to come to us at that point and you remember it later, send us an email, call me, anything. Make sure we know what's going on, because we will take it up and we will take action. And there's a couple of signs inside this building. At this moment, the AHD is located on 2 places in this building only. That will be changed, and every BHV cabinet there will be one which is used in case someone has a heart attack, if you were wondering. So we will have multiple of those. The ice showers are only available in the warehouse, if I'm right. So in the offices, there's not much use for those signs. The meeting point, well, this image has changed a little bit, but it's the same concept. That's where you gather. First aid, that's on all the big grey boxes distributed throughout the building. When you come in through the reception or the back door, you will see it hanging there. That's where all our equipment is located. And then, of course, there's the indication of escape routes, which will point you towards the nearest exit. This is designed in such a way that the sliding doors will usually fall closed after about 1 minute. As I said, usually in this building they fall closed right away, which could lead to a situation like this. This is actually at the back entrance. The corridor extending further on is towards DHL, it's also blocked, and there is also another firewall right halfway where there's some technical room. So you cannot exit this exit. What you should do at that moment is just turn around and go the other way. There is another emergency sign, it will be clearly visible, and use that one. Also, when you go down the stairs because you need to leave, still keep your eyes open. A lot of people will probably miss this. I had a colleague of mine help me make this photo. Underneath the stairs is the sign, and in the past it was always said that the sign should be clearly visible high up. If there's a fire, there will be smoke, you won't see it. So make sure you know where it is before there is a fire, and follow the routes. In this case, when you go to the right, you would come at the same point at the back entrance where there were sliding firewalls. And at the other side you see my same colleague there who's pressing the green button to open that door, and that's where you go out. Then there's a couple of things you may experience. Like I said, always keep your eyes open and mention things to us. Right here you can see that garbage disposal came by, they emptied the bins and they put them back right in front of the emergency exit. That's okay as long as nothing's going wrong because no one's using that exit. But as soon as you do need to use that exit, it might block you. This is the same for tables or chairs or boxes or whatever that might be blocking your exit routes. If you cannot do something about it yourself, inform me and I'll see what I can do to get that removed. Another one, at the back of the building I believe as well, this is the PHC section. The red tube that you see is where the fire department will take their water to extinguish fires. If someone puts their moped in front of it, they will not be able to access it right away and it will delay them. Same holds if you put a car, not in the parking place, but between the, between the racks where there's a line you can come in. It is nice, it is available, but don't use that parking spot because it is not a parking spot. And there's some important information. I'll skip it a little bit for timing. Most important is at the bottom. Always use your common sense. If something's going wrong, go outside. Don't change your clean room clothes, just get out. Then finally, if you're brave enough to go onto the intranet, you can find us there. It's on the facility management homepage as well. And from there you can find some more information. If you want to have more information than you can find here, you can always come to me or any of my colleagues. And that's the final slide with questions.
Can I make 2 additional remarks?
Yes.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we have been in the evacuation process in building building 4 and building 5 recently, last week. And we have some learnings there. First of all, we had a panicking guy in a clean room because